Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name's JaCara. Today the subject that I wanted to discuss was about balance. Every video is kind of like a continuation of the previous one, but with a new focus. So I think I talked about balance a little bit in the last video, and what I want to talk about balance in general is balance between what we perceive to be our purpose and what our real purpose here is. I'm gonna use a lot of different examples, but obviously I'm using my own life as an example. Excuse me. I'm sitting out here in the park. It's a little bit quieter. We got the geese that are making noise, and a few people, but for the most part, pretty quiet, peaceful. Anyway, talking about balance. That is one thing that I really, really have a hard time with. I am very much an all or nothing kind of person. I give 110% of whatever I'm working on generally. But if I'm not interested in it, I'm not gonna even try. I'm just gonna say, nope, it's not for me. I'm not doing it. If I can't give 110%, I'd rather just not do it. And that has helped a lot, obviously, in my career, in my previous career, and school, and getting things done. Very driven. I have this very driven personality. Someone who, set a goal, I go for it, I get it done, boom, done. and for me, getting things done really is just a decision I make in my head. It really just comes down to decision, because once I've decided I'm going to do something, it gets done. And I'm not saying that to say that I don't have obstacles and I don't have challenges and I don't have, things that come up. But I'm pretty determined when I decide to do something. And that can lead to a lot of, obviously, burnout is one of the things that I have encountered the most. Depression, anxiety, unhealthy habits, for instance, not sleeping enough, not eating right, not exercising, being so engrossed and encompassed in the task at hand that I completely forget about myself in all shapes and forms. And I think we need to be, or me in particular, I'll speak for myself. I can't speak for anyone else. I personally am in a time in my life where I want more balance. I would like to have a healthy life, healthy mental health, physical health, spiritual health, and that causes me to have to really question a lot of preconceived or, learned behaviors that I've grown up with, narratives that I didn't necessarily set, that were kind of set upon me by my community, and, things as, such as you got to work twice as hard to get half as far. Now, I do see that as a thing. I understand why that is said and why that is a kind of thing that my community faces, because it's true. We do have to work twice as hard to get half as far on many, many different levels. And so this driven, unbalanced, force that we have within us to succeed or to push towards a goal can, again, just like not being true to yourself, can really harm you ultimately. I also see this in the way in which I personally cope with problems and how I approach life in general, being unbalanced. I tend to forget about my personal needs most of the time. And I don't think we're here to do that. I don't think I'm here to give all of myself and never give to others and never give anything to myself or give myself the leftovers, right? I was at the grocery store today and trying to decide, what healthy choices I was going to make, because I personally have a food addiction. And I know I do. And I've had this food addiction my whole life. And I know where it stems from. Like, that's the one good thing about therapy. It helps you tease out where these things come from. A lot of it comes from, the wanting, the longing of food items and not being allowed access to food when I was younger, not understanding that the food is there to nourish me and to help me grow and be strong and healthy, but to satisfy some type of emptiness inside. So you have the combination of growing up and not being allowed access to food the way you would like, and also sometimes there wasn't the types of food that I wanted around. I'm not saying that I went hungry. I'm saying that especially when you're young, you want to be able to eat candy and all this bad stuff or whatever, and you may feel a little bit resentful because you're not allowed to have that, or I know in my household we weren't even allowed in the kitchen. You had to ask permission to go into the refrigerator, that kind of stuff. I mean, I understand why those rules were imposed, but it does set up this kind of like not deprivation, but just kind of this longing to have access to things that you can't have access to. So when you become an adult, I know for me, when I finally had a job of my own and I was married at that time, and I had the ability to buy whatever I wanted, I pigged out. I grabbed all the junk food. I ate all the junk food. I think I gained like 30-40 pounds the first year or so that I was married, because I just wanted to eat all the time. And I was like, nobody can tell me that I can't go into my own refrigerator. Nobody can tell me that I can't have cookies, for breakfast, like that whole, thing that we do once we become adults, But I also know that, food is a way that I self-soothe. So that all being said, like thinking about the balance of things and balance in life, and I'm just using food as an example. At one point in time, I was a bodybuilder, and my food was, again, restricted, very restricted. There was only certain things I could eat. There's only like I had a goal, right? I had a goal to, get my body to a certain weight, to a certain look, and compete on stage and look a certain way and all of that. And I went 110% in that direction. And I looked good. Like my body looked great. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just stating facts. Okay. You can agree to you can disagree with me if you like, but I believe that I was in the best shape of my life. And this was only like 2016, like not too long ago. 2017, 18. But I didn't feel good inside. Like I still had that longing inside, that longing to have the delicious cookie, or the, overindulge in the creamy, gooey, chewy, cheesy thing. And, obviously I couldn't at the time because I had this goal, and I was in that extreme position of dieting to the extreme. But I didn't feel good inside. I looked great. I looked wonderful. I had achieved the body that I wanted, but inside I still had that longing, that inability to soothe myself. I mean, I just replaced that chewy, gooey, ooey thing with going to the gym, like, working out, raising my endorphins. But still, that was just never enough. Like, I couldn't go to the gym enough to get rid of that feeling, right? And I obviously couldn't use food as a tool to soothe myself at that time. Now that I'm on the other side of the spectrum, where I am so many pounds overweight and not exercising and kind of eating whatever I want, that also doesn't feel good. That's not where I'm supposed to be either. And so for me, and I think even on this channel, I have some weight loss journey videos if you want to watch them from a few years ago. I finally have come to the decision that I just want to be balanced. And not only balanced, I mean, in every aspect of my life. And I'm going to continue with the weight loss or food, analogy. Yeah, I want to have some chewy, ooey gooey stuff, crunchy, tasty things. I mean, I'm not a big sweet eater, but some sweet stuff too. But I also have to eat vegetables and, not so much red meat. And I have to get out and exercise and walk or lift weights or something that gets my body moving. And I've finally come to the conclusion that, the weight itself, it would be great to lose like 40, 50 pounds. But for me, more importantly, I would like to have balance in my life and have a healthy, stable weight. That's the key. Going up and down to each extreme is unhealthy. It really wreaks havoc on your internal organs, your heart, your blood pressure, all of those things. So your thyroid, like yeah. So I would like to, be more balanced. And so I'm going to be sharing more videos on here about how I'm trying to balance my eating habits so that I can have a healthy, stable weight. It would be great if I lose weight doing that. But the balance has to occur. And so balancing exercise, food intake, your nutrition, balancing how much time you devote to others versus yourself is important. That's the other thing I want to balance. I don't want to get to the point where I have nothing left to give, which is what I have come to. I'm literally unable to give any more of myself to other people in a way that I feel would be helpful. And once you start seeing that, then that gets scary, especially for a person like me who I feel like I'm a compassionate person. I feel like I'm a giving and loving person. But when you are so burnt out that you cannot give any time, effort, energy to other people, that's not good. And I don't want to live in that extreme either. Going from giving everything to everyone and then giving nothing to everyone. That's no bueno, no bueno. So think about your life and think about where you need balance. And I bet you if you think about the areas where you need balance, you'll find more than one area that may be out of balance. I think that is key to making life more enjoyable and more fulfilled. And I am determined to figure it out. I am trying. Every day is a challenge in that I have to really monitor my thoughts, my feelings, my reactions to things, so that stay in that balanced area versus teetering one way or the other way. And do I make it every day? No. Some days I go off the deep end and eat all the things. Some days I don't move off the couch. Literally, I lay on the couch and just mope. Not in a sad way, but just kind of like a bump on a log. Some days I'm consumed by negative thoughts. Some days I'm consumed by all positive thoughts. I'm consumed with hope and joy and excitement. Life is about balance, and there will be days where you will teeter to one side or the other. My whole thing is that I want to keep it pretty steady. Not too much of this. Anyway, the ways I'm doing that, I'm out here in the park. I'm going to start walking again. I would love to start running because I used to run marathons too. So I've run 3 marathons, and I miss it. I miss weightlifting. I miss moving my body. I miss going to the gym. I miss being active. And it's beautiful out here right now. All the leaves are turning, and it's just a wonderful time of year to be out here. It becomes more of a challenge when it gets to be like wintertime and it's blustery cold and everything. But I have a treadmill in my house, so I have no excuse. I can walk on the treadmill inside. And I even have weights and stuff. So that's kind of my plan for the physical part of things, is just do, maybe even if it's just 1 or 2 days a week, just to do something physical, something outside, or, get my body moving. I've already started with the nutrition part of things. I am eating more fruits and vegetables, and I love fruits and vegetables. I don't have any issues with that, but I also love junk food too. So I just have to be, conscious about when I'm going to have the junk food, or, if I have junk food in the morning or have something that I shouldn't, like something really calorie laden in the morning, I have to, kind of balance that out in the evening with just like some fish and some rice, or fish and vegetables or something. So I know what to do. And I would gather that most of us do know what to do as far as eating and keeping your nutrition balanced. But if you don't, I'd be willing to do a series on here where I talk about what I'm doing. Yeah. And then as far as the mental and spiritual part of things, the balance there is, getting out in nature, I feel like is a spiritual act, but also having for me, having a practice, a spiritual practice is important. But also going out and just having fun and, doing something that's pleasurable and, spending time with friends or family, going on vacation, things like that, being serious when I need to be serious and getting things done when I need to get things done, but also, giving myself a little space and time to recover from anything that's heavy and takes a lot of energy from me. So anyway, I'm gonna stop here. I would like to know, are you having problems with balance in your life? And which areas do you think you find it the most difficult to balance? And how are you going to find the balance? What are you going to do to improve that situation? Anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until I see you next time, take care.